Alright, hey guys, welcome back. So we're going to do a everyday makeup tutorial, and we're going to start off with our base. So I'm taking the Perricone Face Finishing Moisturizer and mixing 2 pumps of the Bobbi Brown Skin Long Wear Weightless Foundation with SPF 15, and I'm the shade Natural 4. And then I'm going to take half a pump of Laura Mercier's Flawless Fusion Foundation in the shade Suntan. God, that's a long name. And I'm also going to take a tiny bit of the Smashbox Radiance Primer and 2 drops of the Ren Perfect Canvas. And this is going to be my little cocktail for my base. I know this seems like super uber excessive, but it works perfectly for me. And you guys know I don't generally really like foundation, but my skin's been breaking out lately, so I have been having to tint it a little more heavily than I would normally. Usually I would use just half a pump of just the Laura Mercier, but I've needed the extra coverage of the Bobbi. And now we're going to highlight a little bit while our face is still wet by setting these areas with a dry powder highlight while the foundation is still wet. This highlight will not fade throughout the whole day, and it'll just kind of stay in place. So I'm hitting the tip of the nose, high points of the nostrils, bridge of the nose, and now the high points of the cheekbones. And I'm just using my finger to apply this. I'm not using a brush. I generally don't. I get a little more precise application with my finger. And now for the few spots that are showing through the foundation, I'm just going to use a little bit of the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Full Coverage Concealer. I absolutely love this concealer. When I used to work at Bare Minerals, I used this all the time on people, and I fell in love with it there, so I'm using this to cover up my blemishes. You guys know I don't really care too much about them showing through, but when I'm at work at Sephora, I do want that extra concealed look. I usually won't use a concealer just to go out. And now that we are done with cream product, we're going to set the face using the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. And once the face is no longer tacky, we can move forward with our colored powder products. So I'm taking a mixture of 3 of the shades from the Makeup Artist Network Foundation 6-pan palette, and I'm just buffing that into the perimeter of the face using one of the Sephora powder brushes from the IT Series Holiday Collection brush set. And I'm making sure to really work that into the hairline and hitting just the perimeters of the face. I used a little bit of a lighter foundation like the Bobbi Brown because I don't really like using concealer to highlight, so by using a lighter foundation and then bronzing around, it almost kind of highlights in a way in itself. And now I'm just carving out the cheekbones and jawline using the Kevyn Aucoin Sculpting Powder Duo. This comes with a highlight shade that I don't really ever use except for sometimes as like an inner corner highlight, but I mainly use it for the contour shade. This powder is so stiff though that it's actually really quite difficult to go through quickly, so I very much enjoy that. And I'm just continuing to chisel out any areas where I want to add a little more definition. And with the cheekbones, I'm making sure to blend my contour only in one direction. Each time I am going back and forth, I'm actually picking up my brush. You'd never want to buff your contour because then you'll have one solid line. And once the cheeks are snatched, we're going to take the IT Cosmetics Brow Power and fill in our brows very quickly. You guys have seen me do this so many times. And excuse my kind of woolly brows right now. I'm letting them grow out to change the shape, so I haven't plucked them in a couple weeks. So they will be groomed and in a relatively slightly new shape for the next video. And now I'm just re-highlighting using the Ofra's Rodeo Drive highlighter on a stippling brush. And I'm going to hit the Cupid's Bow and go back a little bit over the nose, which I'll do off camera. And then I'm going to contour the recesses of my eyelids to give me a little bit more of a wing shape using the same contour powder from Kevyn Aucoin. And then we are going to go in and contour the rest of my face, like the nose and the upper lip, which we're going to do now. So we're going to contour the Cupid's Bow. This is going to give the lip a little more of a full appearance, as well as contouring below the lower lip. And then we're going to go in and start carving out the nose. I have a completely separate video on this, so I'm not staying here long. You guys have seen me do this countless times. When I do go to Sephora, I do my nose contour a little more harsh than normal because the lighting in there, you don't see it otherwise. And that's about it. And now my favorite part, so this is the Festival Refresh from Too Faced. This setting spray is ridiculous. It has lavender crushed micropearls, so it makes the skin look beautiful, almost like it has a filter on it. You'll see in a second. Like, look at it. My skin looks beautiful. I didn't change the lighting at all. Once it dries down, it's just amazing. And yeah, that about concludes this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, I'll see you in my next one. Bye ya.